Hello, kiddies. It's your old pal, John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper. And you're listening to Subfacts podcast with my good fiends, Matt and Mooney. Don't go away, kiddies, but be careful what you ask for. You may get it.
Hello and welcome to Subfacts. I'm your host, Matt. I'm here with my partner in crime, Mooney. What's up, Mooney?
What's going down, dude?
We played it. Played it for you.
I love it. It actually puts me in a good mood. I love that laugh.
You know, it's one of those things where, like, last week you were calling me out because you said we hadn't played it in a while, and it was one of those where, you know, I kind of felt like we did, but then hearing it again, I'm like, yeah, I love it. It's pretty much our best bumper, I think.
Well, yeah. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
it makes me feel good. I've been in a horror kick.
Oh,
I think I watched all Friday the 13th this last week.
Aren't you always in a horror kick?
Yeah, but I watched them all again. I watched the last two Screams. Yeah, I've been.
Okay, so it's a normal Wednesday for you, sir. Like when are you not watching horror movies? Like when I think of you, I think of sports and horror movies.
Yeah,
there's
that's
really
true.
not much in between. So you're having a
By the
regular
way,
week.
Friday the 13th too is so underrated. It's so underrated.
It is pretty hardcore. It's good stuff. I should go back and double check some of that.
And by the way, I think it's number 7 that I didn't know it was. They waited till 7 where they took the tent and knocked her against
greatest.
the tree. Oh yeah,
that
it's
is
awesome.
One of my all-time favorite. I remember seeing it in the movie theater. In 7, the greatest kill I think Jason's ever had.
Yeah,
is when he grabs the girl. She's in a suit. She's in a sleeping bag, and
she's in the tent.
Well, yeah, but he just rolls it up kind of like a sleeping bag and just bashes it against a tree. And I'm like, who is the genius that came up with that?
That's so awesome.
That is so good. So anyway, speaking of so good, let's get this thing going.
Get right into it. All right, let's do it.
What is up, Brian?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Good.
Trying to make it live.
Yeah. Oh,
doing the best that we can.
All right. Let's get into it. First question. If someone said you could pick up $1 million, but you have to pick it up within 24 hours in the most dangerous neighborhood in America, or you could get $1,000 and pick it up in a safe neighborhood, what's your choice?
Oof.
There's a question, so it's a great question for starters, but
God, man,
I have to ask one thing.
Only 1,000, I might risk it. If it was like 250 or more, I probably would say the safe neighborhood.
See, that's too easy.
So are we? No, so are we talking about
too easy?
The most dangerous neighborhood? What does the $1 million look like? Is it just on a pallet, right, or is it in a suit? Is it something where everybody can see it?
In a suitcase, you're still gonna. Why would you go to the?
Oh, I would totally do that for $1 million.
It would be in a suitcase, or like a big bag.
Yeah, $1 million in a suitcase, and
you
like
could easily get shot.
But if no one else knows what's in the suitcase, right? I'm assuming that I can just walk up, grab it, like it's and nobody's gonna touch it. Like, you know what I mean? Like if it's like John Wick style, where like they all know what it is and they're trying to get it, then I'm not touching it. But if
you're walking through,
and they're gonna know you're not from there.
Yeah,
and they're gonna mess with you.
And maybe this is I've established this on the show. I like to think that, like, I have, like, granted, I'm not necessarily seeked out the most dangerous.
You have street cred, you're saying?
I think I do.
No
like,
way.
I think. So, like,
what makes you think you have street cred?
I don't think we need to cover this in detail again.
Your two styles have been rock and grunge. What makes you think you can hang out with thugs?
I've seen Public Enemy live, dude. I'm like not just
they're
one
entertainers.
facet.
I'm talking to people that listen to them with guns and drugs and don't want anyone in their neighborhood.
But what I guess my point, we'd have, like, I don't know, like, I've been in inner city Baltimore before in the middle of the night.
I have too, and I wanted to get out immediately.
Have you watched The Wire?
Yes.
So,
like I'm telling you,
pretend the bag is in the middle of that playground that the gang kind of hangs out. with
No,
in between
in
their
my
buildings.
My point,
And you have to walk
being
in there and get it.
Yes, I would look a little bit like now. Like, could I dress it like appropriately ahead of time, or are we talking like how
You
I
have
would
24
like if I
hours to get it any way you can. How like I don't think I think it's pretty. I think you're discounting how difficult it's going to be.
No, what I'm saying is I go in like all black hoodie. I go in like looking. At least I look like
You're gonna look
I
like an
should be
undercover
there.
cop, and they're
Like,
gonna like mess with you.
I don't know. I think I could get away with it. I would go for the $1 million. I really do. I like
No chance.
$1,000 safely. I think that's too easy, and I think that's like, okay. But I think $1 million. And by the way, $1,000, as much as I would love it, it doesn't change my life.
No.
$1 million 100% changes my life.
Picking it up in that neighborhood could change your life too.
It could, but I think I would take the chance. I think it would.
All right. Mooney, what would you do?
If you, I take the 1,000. I mean,
but you're a gambler by nature,
right? So I'll use the $1,000 and gamble and hope I get it up to a few $100,000.
Oh, so you would just try to parlay it in a different way.
I would try to parlay the 1,000.
I think I could I would obviously hope that I'm not going to get messed with, but I think I would still have to go for the $1 million.
No, I'm not going for the $1 million. I'm scared of those neighborhoods. I don't even go there.
Well, I know, but you
to
don't
watch games of my favorite teams.
Yeah, but you don't typically. But
and I'm not getting $1 million.
But I think about the various places I've been to concerts in like DC and stuff like that. A lot of those clubs are not in the nicest of areas, and I'm like, I still go to the shows. It doesn't. At no point has it ever prevented me.
You don't think anyone's going to mess with you carrying a suitcase or a duffel bag full of stuff?
Well, like I said, how long am I? Do I grab it and then walk to a car, or am I walking through the whole city?
You would assume that you're walking in the neighborhood. You don't have a car.
I mean, you could have a car. You could have a helicopter.
That's what I'm saying. If I have a car let's say, just
if you have a car ready to go, then I might do it.
I mean, but then I'm not going to be walking.
You bring a gun. You got to bring a gun with you.
If based on Brian's picture, if I have to go to the middle of those two project-looking buildings, in a park in between, but have a car let's say on the outside of that, I'm doing it.
I don't know.
I don't think it's.
You could have people watching you the whole entire time.
You have to understand that there's people that literally just go to work and whatever, and they live there permanently. That's their thing. So not everybody just gets shot as they're walking in.
I don't know, man.
I don't think it happens like that. So
yeah, but how do those people that do get shot get shot?
Not to mention, who's to say I can't go hey, I got $50,000. Here you go. Leave me alone.
I want the whole thing. I'll just kill you.
I know. I'm just kidding.
That ain't gonna work.
No, but I don't know. I think I would be able to get away with it.
All right. Okay. Next question. Would you rather be a minor part owner of an NFL team or the sole owner of an NHL team?
Ooh. Oh man. That's hard because I don't know it would minor owner of an NFL team. If you are less than 25%, you're probably just at the same as a sole owner of an NHL team. So I would probably go sole owner of an NHL team.
I think either way you make money. I was actually watching, and should highlight it. I'm not that big a fan of Bill Maher, but he has a podcast that's on YouTube, and I actually really, really enjoy it. And he was interviewing Mark Cuban, and Mark Cuban obviously is the sole owner of the Mavericks.
Dallas Mavericks, yeah.
Bill Maher was like, you probably didn't know this, but I was a minority owner of the Mets, and he said at first he lost money, but then he made a ton of money. But if you think about it, Mark Cuban has to take on pretty much all responsibility as the sole owner. He's the face.
Yeah.
So any criticism, any whatever goes to him. Nobody even knew Bill Maher was a right. So what I'm saying is you get a little bit of anonymity and you still make a lot of cash. And he even said,
but do you make billions?
But he was like, I even said, you sit in the executive seat, you still get like
You get to go to all
those
the
kind of-
games. You get to do all
you
the
get to go to all the
stuff.
games. You still get the perks without being the sole face of the team.
Right, but I mean,
If you're a minority owner in anything, you have money to begin with. It's not like our salaries right now.
Sure, I get it, but I'm choosing owner because only because I'm a big sports guy. For you,
yeah, but what if you Dan Snyder it? Like Dan Snyder went in with good intentions of I'm a fan of the team, like you're a fan of the Jets, right? If you because your fandom almost takes over, that you end up crippling the team because of your overzealousness or whatever. Then you become the guy who ruined the team.
He wasn't, but okay. That whole thing where anyone who says Dan Snyder was a fan, this gets me angry. Anyone who says Dan Snyder was a fan of the team wasn't a fan of the team. Maybe he liked him. He's like wallpaper who, whatever. Maybe he liked something. But no, I know my team. I know the Jets. I know the history. I know the players. I know college football. I know everything that's going on. Dan Snyder doesn't know any of that
remember,
stuff.
Dan Snyder brought back like Joe Gibbs and all this stuff to try to relive.
Everyone knows who Joe Gibbs is.
What I'm
saying
is
not a hard move to make.
He clearly, in a lot of cases, tried to relive his childhood fandom. Brian, am I wrong or am I?
You're not wrong.
He's not a.
But I agree with what Mooney is saying.
You are wrong because he's not you may be a Redskin fan, but he's not a sports fan. He doesn't know sports.
I agree with Mooney on that. But I also agree with Matt that Snyder was trying to relive his childhood,
Yeah,
he
was trying to relive his childhood.
But he doesn't know the team like Mooney knows the team, like the Jets.
What I'm saying is he may know who the past players are, but I know I watch college football, right? Mm-hmm. Like I watch all other NFL games. Like I know who would be good pieces for my team. I would meet with the GM, meet with the coach. He made disastrous decision after disastrous decision.
Okay, I'm just saying that would be the one fear that I would have as being the sole owner is if I screwed up.
But you don't make the.
But you could.
The GM screws up.
I know, but you could you could Jerry Jones it. And have once again, you're passionate about the team.
You could Jerry Jones.
And then the GM comes to you and says, hey, we want to draft this guy. And you're like, no, I watch college football. And this guy's.
But you could Rooney it.
You could, but I'm saying, would you?
I believe I could Art Rooney it. This is where I would be cocky and say, I think I would be an awesome team owner and I would hire the right GM, hire the right coaches. I would go through trials and tribulations and arrive at one, and eventually I would.
But Jerry Jones does that.
This is an NHL team you're talking about, because that's what we're talking. You wouldn't be the owner of the Jets. You'd be the
Islanders. The Islanders. It's
fine.
arbitrary.
I know two people who know more about hockey than I know about football. So, I could easily hire one of those guys to help me run my team. That's my point. Is a lot of these. I'm not changing my mind. I'm owning the Islanders or whoever I can. There's just so much decision making that you can do as the owner. You can hire the people, and I wouldn't be the politics type owner. I wouldn't hire the guy everyone would want me to hire and makes me looks good. I would hire a X's and O's person that knows the game, that wouldn't necessarily be good at PR, but would win me games. And that's what's wrong with sports, because too many people value the high-priced guy that looks good in front of the camera instead of the cheeseburger-eating, fried mozzarella stick loving Andy Reid who wins football games after football games.
Okay. Right. And I'm Minor Pardo.
All right. Next question. Your wife and your mother switch bodies. You have to have relations with one of them to change them back. Do you choose your wife in your mother's body or your mother in your wife's body? And a note to our viewers and listeners, producer Brian did not come up with this question.
Wow, he's backing himself off of this.
Backing himself. Quick. Yeah, he did. But
it's a brilliant question. You should take ownership of it.
It's a brilliant question. I would 100%. I'm choosing my wife.
You would choose your your wife in your mom's body.
Yes.
Yeah,
So it would appear as if you were hooking up
it
with
would
your
be
mom,
my
but it was
wife.
really your
It
wife.
would be my wife's face. But
No.
That's
no,
not the question.
No.
Your wife's inside, like your wife's brain on your mom's body, or your wife's body with your mom's
doesn't
brain.
say that. That's not.
That's
the question.
exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
Your wife and your mother switch bodies.
There's no face.
What do you think? A body, your face
is part of the body.
Part of your body, sir. So
think of it like
literally it's the brain. It's kind of like the movie All of Me when Lily Tomlin was inside Steve Martin. It's like that.
your wife's consciousness and brain is inside your mother's body,
Yes.
face and all.
Okay, hold on.
So your wife looks like your mother.
I don't know if I understood this question correctly.
So I
You
can
clearly
answer it
didn't.
from my perspective. I can understand it from my. Do you want me to answer it from my perspective or no?
Sure.
Okay, so here's what I would do. I'm a visual person by nature. It's just one of those things. So if there's something that's visually just unappealing, I can't go near it.
Of course.
So no offense, Mom, but I would have to take my mom in my wife's body, but tell my mom to never talk to me while the action is going down. I'll be like, look, we're just going to get through this. Just shut up. Don't say a word. I don't want to even know that you're there. And then just knock it out and
But your
take it from
mom
there.
is going to forever know.
I know it's my mom.
Okay, I don't like this question.
But it's better than
This
it's
question
better than
was
the
not as
This
what
is
I
why
originally looked-
producer Brian did not come up with this question.
it's-
I don't think.
What do you
I don't know
mean?
if we're
It's
reading the question right.
No, that's exactly
We are
the
100%
question.
reading the question right. As
That is
intended.
exactly the question.
Just like
Yes.
parent,
I don't-
like any.
No, that's,
I don't know if I can answer the question because I would just assume it's the body, not the face. It's only the body.
No, it's
Would it
meaning
ever
neck
be-
down,
no.
like
Why
neck
would it be
down.
that?
It-
That's that.
it would clarify your face stays the same.
I'm going neck down. If it's neck down, you know what? I refuse to answer the question.
Oh my gosh. Am I the only one that's participating on
Yes.
this one? Because I'm
You're on
like,
an
hey,
island, Matt, and
you got to do it. No, but you got to do what you got to
said
do.
You would have relations with your mom. That's
That's what I did. I know. I agree. I did say that, and I stick to it. I would tell her to shut up. So obviously, I wouldn't know it was
It
like
would suck. I'm losing my wife because I'm not doing anything.
I have to assume, like in my head, while the action was going down, I would, in my head, think it was my wife. And if my mom never said anything, then it would just be like, okay, good, we'll be done, and then now everybody can go back to normal.
No. Okay, I'm done with the question. Like I don't
You're
like. There's no
like
I would say sorry and we would get a divorce. Like I wouldn't. There's no way I'm doing anything. You ruined the entire question. I mean, and my mom could still be my mom.
I didn't
she just
write the question.
She just
I'm
changes.
saying it's
My mom still is my mom. She just has a different face. She still loves me and whatever. And it'd be kind of weird looking at my mom and seeing my ex-wife, but like, I'm not, there's no.
let's just say it was what you thought it was. Out of curiosity, let's just say it's what you thought it was, right?
Yeah.
Did you have an answer for that?
Yeah, I would go with my girlfriend/wife, whatever.
So you would go with your wife's face, but your mom's body.
Absolutely. That's easy.
So when you're having relations, you're
That's
actually
how I assumed the question.
take the face. Just say you've got the face, right? You're doing stuff to your mom's body.
Yeah, but I don't. But it's my wife's face. It doesn't matter.
So you're just.
And it's only once because they switch back as soon as you do it.
I fully understand that. And that was the rationale is it's one.
I'm not going through that.
If my
painful
mom
one
doesn't
time.
say anything,
No,
then we're good.
No.
But like you would be hooking up with your mom's body.
That don't matter. It's my wife's face.
But your tunnel vision just straight to
I
the
love
face.
that Mooney just made up his own answer, like his own reality to the question.
But the
Because
body,
I'm not answering the other question.
the body doesn't creep you out.
Well, because you completely changed the scope that was in my.
I'm sorry, you
No,
misunderstood.
The question is the question, but
I agree that you have the right understanding. My problem is the right understanding is
But if you took, no, I'm
It's
just
It's
saying,
horrible, isn't
even
it?
if you
This is
switch
what I
just,
said.
even if you switch just
Do
faces.
you remember when I texted, I'm sorry, they're going to have to be stuck that way forever?
Yeah.
That's why.
Okay, so you. Yeah, right. So okay, so I completely misunderstood the
I
question.
came up with the only simple answer then, because
How is yours simple?
it's technically my mom's brain. If she doesn't talk and doesn't say anything, I can pretend it's just my wife, to get the job
But is
over
brain
with.
part of the body?
The whole point of the question is your mom's
I don't
essentially
know if the brain is part of the body.
Oh, all
what?
right.
It's underneath. It's in the skeleton, right? It's outside, it's inside the.
Oh my gosh,
skull.
this is that's too much to unpack for one show.
Right, I'm just not really okay with this.
We should
This
just move
question's
on.
Completely. Yeah, we did.
All right,
We messed
so
it up. That was
where
the
do you
worst
think
form
the
of-
No, it was a
brain
great conversation,
is?
actually. It was, but
on this in the skull? I always get outside the skull.
In your
weight.
body.
Okay, I'm
all right.
It's not
That's
like it's
the
stored.
end of the warm up.
Oh, yes, thank God. Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
boom. Oh, there's the Rocky statue.
Oh my God. That was the worst.
So-
That was the worst warm-up question in the history of warm-up.
I thought it was
questions.
fantastic.
So for those listeners that aren't watching on YouTube, which they should be, Adele, you want to tell the story, Matt?
Yeah. Okay. So there's a picture. The picture is there's a Rocky statue with an infinity pool, and what happened was Stallone, greatest actor. You may have heard of him.
Yeah.
Greatest actor of all time.
Absolutely.
Sold his house to Adele, but in his house, like in the pool, he had a Rocky statue, and she insisted on keeping the statue.
Awesome.
Which was awesome, and it made news that she insisted on keeping the statue. But what I thought was interesting about it is who wouldn't keep the statue?
Nobody.
Like if somebody
Everyone would
moved
keep
in,
it.
you have to assume that the statue stays.
Everyone would keep it.
And
I wouldn't want to know the person who didn't keep it.
exactly.
It's actually a selling perk.
Also, is Stallone the only actor that can get away with having a statue of himself on his pool?
Oh, that's
Like
a good
nobody would
question.
think twice of it. Like no one would think twice of it
I
because
don't
he's
know,
awesome.
I think Prince could get away with like a statue of him on the bike for Purple Rain.
And nobody would think that was kind of weird.
No, I don't think it would be weird.
I like to think, and I agree with you. I think Prince would be a great one, but I'm thinking Stallone. I was thinking because everybody else would go, that's completely douchey, but it's not when it's Stallone because it's kind of like the whole Andy thing with the Iron Maiden shirts is you can't wear the concert shirt to the band unless it's like Iron Maiden. I think Stallone is like the only one that gets the statue.
I mean, I
treatment.
think if it's iconic, like if Mark Hamill had one of a statue of him holding the lightsaber, like in the picture of Star Wars, I don't think that would be weird.
If you were his boy and you went to his house and you saw it, you'd be like, yeah, dude.
Like I could see Han Solo having like a statue of himself in the carbonite.
Carbonite?
That would be cool.
There you go. See, that's a good example. The carbonite thing would be
Yeah, the carbonite is cool because it just looks cool. You know what I mean? I guess I could get past that one, but if it was just another one of just him, that'd be weird. I think Stallone gets him or Schwarzenegger probably gets the free pass on if he had a Terminator. But it was like the metal.
Oh yeah,
but it was the metal Terminator. I think he'd be cool.
Him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few.
Okay. Boom. So anyway, so that is that. The end of the good warm up, Brian. The last question was fantastic.
It was 50-50, Ben.
Okay. Well, anyway. Okay, folks. So we have some administrative stuff to talk about just in case you didn't listen to the last episode, which I don't know why you wouldn't, because it was awesome. What we mentioned a couple times was starting next week, we will be on a 2-week hiatus. I keep saying hiatus. It was I don't know why.
Why do you say hiatus?
I have no idea. There is no word that's a hiatus.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to Google it or anything like that. So we are on a 2-week hiatus.
There you go.
We will not be putting out another show. Some people have suggested like just replaying, like reposting old shows. I think the problem with that though is, it's kind of
people might
weird.
think it's new and then they get halfway in and then
it's kind of weird. But also, to be honest with you, I don't even know how that system works. Like the posting, if they go like, oh, you've already used this title, or I don't even know how that works. So let's just know that we're not going to put out 2 weeks of shows. Go back and listen to some old shows. You can pick whichever old show you want to listen to.
Yeah.
And if you can't make up your mind, just like roll the dial and just hit whatever one, you land on. So anyway, the main thing is next 2 weeks, we will be on a hiatus. Mooney and I might be doing some stuff for our YouTube channel. Actually,
so
matter of fact,
see some of that.
Yeah, matter of fact, we are this week going to be going to the CSA sports show that we go to regularly, and we'll be doing a vlog from that sports show. So we will be putting that stuff on YouTube.
There's content coming. There's content.
Yeah, and we'll probably do some more reactions, stuff like that. But just know, as far as the actual weekly podcast, we'll be off for 2 weeks.
There you go.
So yeah. So,
and then when we come back, we got to get the homework out there.
Oh yeah, when we come back, I was going to get that. When we come back, we have a homework assignment for all of you, and we are going to be recasting the movie Major League. In essence, of today's the very first day of summer.
Yeah, there you go.
So, longest day of the year.
Yep.
And so it makes sense to pay attention to the national pastime, summertime pastime.
It is national pastime.
Okay.
You are correct.
And since there's no other sports on other than baseball at this point.
That is correct.
We're going to be recasting the movie Major League.
Outstanding.
And so
I voted Cocoon, but Major League's a better choice.
Yeah, Cocoon's just kind of weird in the fact that the age range and in the old people back in the day in the 80s, they were like younger, but they looked old. Like people used to just look old. And now,
old.
No, but now,
like Wilford Brimley was like 51 when he did it.
I know, but think about it this way:
70.
Like Brad Pitt's like 60, right?
Yeah,
you could put Brad Pitt in the Cocoon, the Wilford Brimley role, but he doesn't look like he belongs in Cocoon. So
yeah,
like,
no, he definitely does not.
Old people now don't look old. Whereas like so there's a shortage of like legitimately old, I think, looking people. And so it would be very difficult to pull off. But anyway, Major League, you can always find people that
you can put in like Morgan Freeman, you can put in like Brian Cox.
Yeah, but wasn't there like 20 of them? Like there was a whole senior citizens.
No, it was 4 main characters. It was like 4 men, 4 wives. And then the Goots.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen it since 1987.
Yeah,
or something
4 main
like that.
guys, 4 main women. It was the Goots. And then they had like one other really old person in the neighborhood who's sort of crotchety, and he finally went in the water. And
was that? I remember Hume Cronin was.
Yeah,
and he was married to Jessica Tandy in real life. Was Jessica Tandy in it too?
Yeah,
I think so. So
I liked it. I thought it was a good movie.
It's just hard. I think that would be
Major
really,
League's
really
a lot easier and a lot more fun.
I think Major League works. I have to go back and revisit. Like I know I haven't seen Major League in probably a decade plus, but I have to go back because I know like the main things. Like I love F.U. Jobu, but
who doesn't?
Yeah, but I have to go back and like look at the characters.
Dorn, Wild Thing. It's gonna be awesome.
So in the next 2 weeks, I'll be watching Major League to bone up on it. And so folks, definitely write in between now and then your Major League recasting. Brian, do you have the list of which names we're recasting, or should we just
let me get that real quick here?
Okay, while you're getting that up, I'm gonna call out some people too. I noticed when we look at the numbers for like YouTube's easy because you get a bunch of views and all that kind of stuff. As far as the actual podcast goes in the audio style, I get a map that shows like there's like a global map and then the map of the United States.
Okay.
Globally, we get like Germany and England. Thanks, Matt from England, and Singapore, and like different things here and there, right?
Yep.
In Spain, all that kind of stuff. When we get to the U.S., I always think of like, okay, well, who do I know? Like, we know if there's some in Maryland. We get a lot in Maryland. We know Maryland. We know Virginia. We know Florida, Space Coast Bill, and stuff like that. But we've gotten like Maine. I don't know anybody in Maine.
Oh, I do.
Oh, okay. Well,
I know 2 people in Maine.
Well, there you go. But okay, well, do you know anybody in Alabama?
I do not know anyone living in Alabama, but I do know people who love Alabama.
Our biggest numbers are in Alabama at the moment. And
really?
Our second, like obviously, take out Virginia and Maryland, but then you have Alabama and then Washington State, which I don't know anybody in neither one of those.
we do have
in
people that
Subno, but I don't
clients that are in
maybe
Virginia?
I don't know. So then we have
that are in Washington.
then we have Nebraska, which I do know like one person from Nebraska that's like listened, but I'm telling you, we're getting just about Alabama numbers from Nebraska. So it's kind of like, who are these people? And I'd like you guys to at least just write in, hey, this is so-and-so from Alabama, so-and-so from Washington. Write us at subfactspodcast@gmail.com.
All right, to the brothers that played the Mooney brothers in the Mooney blank Olympics, write in. Because I know you're in Maine, and I know you're listening now, so I want you to write in about what you think, and I want you to answer the Major League question.
All you guys write in and recast Major League. And for that...
Yeah, because I know who they are. I just don't want to know. I don't know if they feel comfortable with me naming them.
Don't say names, but I mean, like... But there's people that I know that we don't know that are listening, which is a great thing, which is what we've actually kind of always wanted.
I do want China to recast.
To what?
Is it China? You said Korea.
Korea.
I want Korea to recast Major League.
Yeah. That would be awesome. Oh, Singapore.
Singapore with all. Oh my God. Anyone listening in Singapore, if you have a hookup at that Singapore boat with the 3 ships at the top of the hotel, I want to stay there.
Okay, folks, you heard it here first.
That hotel.
So for the casting, we're going to do Jake Taylor, who was played by Tom Berenger in the original movie. We're going to do Ricky Vaughn, which was played by Charlie Sheen. We're going to do Roger Dorn, which was played by Corbin Burnson. We're going to do...
He'll be at the CSA show, by the way.
Really?
Rachel Phelps, who played Margaret Whittington. Margaret Whittington, who played Rachel Phelps, the team owner.
I feel like we're the same person for that one, but
we won't.
We're going to do Lou Brown, who was the manager of the team, played by James Gammon. We are going to do Lynn Wells, who was played by Renee Russo. She was the love interest of Tom Berenger's character. We're going to do Willie Mays Hayes, who was played by Wesley Snipes.
He's the best.
We're going to do Pedro Serrano, who was played by Dennis Haysbert. Yep. We're going to do Suzanne Dorn, who was played by I don't remember her name in the original.
She's not a big role, but
Stacey
I do want to
Carroll.
see.
That was Suzanne Dorn was Roger Dorn's wife in the movie.
Yeah, remember when Charlie Sheen sleeps with Roger Dorn's wife?
She's a recasting ability. Like
Mooney said he wanted to recast her with somebody.
Not everyone has to put that one in. That's an optional.
Yeah, I think I want to put throw in random hot girl.
And then
you know who I'm putting in. That's why I want to.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just thinking that's not one where people are going to really talk about it too much. It's just insert whoever you're attracted to. .com.
It wasn't a big role.
That's fine.
We're definitely going to do Harry Doyle, who was the announcer for the team, played by Bob Uecker.
Oh, you have to.
Of course. Harry Doyle's
not the best color man.
Oh, I love it. No, we're not doing the sidekick, but we will do Bob Uecker.
And then finally, just as an optional one, you can do Eddie Harris, who was played by Chelsea Ross. He was the veteran pitcher.
Oh, the red pitcher? Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. Who he always...
He's also in one of my favorite movies, Last Boy Scout.
He had a lot of run-ins with Pedro Serrano in the movie.
Boom.
All right, so that would be that's our casting list.
So, folks, I know you're inspired at this point, so get in there, write us at subfactspodcast@gmail.com for your Major League recasting.
Awesome.
Boom. Okay, so now we got the administrative stuff out of Z-Way. Couple things came up in the news. So, and one thing I thought was, okay, I'm going to preface this by, it's not funny. It's a tragic situation, but there's something that was kind of funny that had, so are you familiar with the whole Titanic sub thing?
Oh, I did. I heard about that.
Okay. So basically there's like folks, if you haven't been paying attention to the news in the last couple of days, there's a sub that goes down to like view the wreckage of the Titanic.
Right, it's an exploratory submarine.
Exactly. And so there is a billionaire.
Ocean Gate, I think it's called.
I forget what the name is, but there's a billionaire that's on the sub.
Yeah, I think it's called Ocean Gate.
And his stepson is taking some heat because while all this is going down, the stepson went to go see Blink-182 in concert. And
that's something you would do.
He posted about it on social media, and he was like, "I'd like to think my stepdad would like me to do this." Media.
And it's like, and I feel the exact same. Like he can't control the sub.
Right.
He can't control what's going on. He can be upset. But if you got tickets to Blink-182 and you've already booked them like months in advance, you got to go to the show. I'm just saying.
I wouldn't, but I understand going because at that point, you're just looking for updates. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to develop a sonar ability to be able to go into the ocean and then find your dad, right?
But are you going to post on social media about it?
I would.
I wouldn't do it anyway.
I know, but I would. I wouldn't do it like maliciously. I wouldn't do it on purpose. But you know me, I post, like if I go to a concert, I post stuff. I would have done it not thinking about the optics. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, you and I, sir, are actually going to go to a concert in August. We're going to see VOB, the voice of Bacceprat. So if you watch our reaction videos, folks, you'll see that we've done a few of those. And they're going to be in town. So you and I are going to go. We're going to be vlogging from it.
Yep.
If anything, and there are potential tragic things that can happen in our world and whatnot, barring anything that, happens to where, we can't show up if we're sick or something, I'm still going to the show.
Oh, I won't.
Like, nobody in my family is going on a submarine as far as I'm aware of.
But what I'm saying
if somebody in my family was missing or something like that, I can't do anything about it. I'm going to go and still go to the show. I'm just saying.
Son of the year.
Yeah.
Life coach.
I'm just saying. You got the tickets ahead of time. What
does that mean?
What do you mean?
So you're going to go, hey, sorry, I didn't want to lose the $100 I spent?
Well, that's part of it, but when are they coming back? But like I said, if it's something that's out of my control,
oh my God,
like I'm not heading up a search party. Like if somebody in my family's missing, like I'm not heading up a search party. What am I going to do other than sit in the living? When you watch movies and that search parties are going on, the family typically just sits in the living room and commiserates the whole time. I don't want to be a part of that. Let me go to a show. And then I'll come back and I'll check in and I'll be like, hey, did we find so-and-so? No. Okay, good. Here we go.
Wow. Just wow. I can't even
I'm 100% team this guy. And by the way, he's the stepson of a billionaire.
If he's a stepson, that's a little different.
He's still probably getting a chunk of change. Don't think he's not.
He's going to change, but if he's a stepson, it's a little different. Sometimes stepsons don't always have the best relationship with their father, but if I'm the biological son, I'm probably not doing it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, anyway, I thought that was interesting because we've talked about it on the show, and that's so me. And I'm like, dude.
But here's the thing, man. I know, but dude. Like that whatever experience was like $250,000 per person.
Oh, it's nuts, and no one should do that. Come on. I watched the movie.
I would do it. Like I would actually like to see the Titanic, but I couldn't go in a submarine.
Do you really care to see it that bad though? Like
you already know me. I don't like being in enclosed spaces like that.
No chance, and it's dumb.
But if it was a really big sub and I wasn't worried about anything and I could move around and there was movies, I would absolutely.
But like you've already seen. Okay, I know you've seen bottom of the wreckage footage, all that stuff. What different? Like other than
I don't know. I'm fascinated by Titanic. I love the Titanic.
The movie care less about it. I'm just like, I don't care. It sunk a long time ago. Deal with it. And you can go to the Caribbean and snorkel and whatever around other wreckages. It's fine. You don't need to spend $250,000. I think it's dumb.
But now, they probably won't be found.
No, they're the interesting thing, and I 100%, folks. I do think it's tragic, and I do want them to be found, and I want everybody safe and healthy. But people are tapping still. Like as we speak, there's still somebody is like tapping like every half hour or something. I think that was
the other day. I don't think they've heard it in about 24 hours.
Oh, well, that sucks. Sorry.
Yeah, and then that's what I said. They couldn't locate. They had all this sonar and everything going on, but they can't locate it.
Yeah, I did see something like they were further down than like military subs to the point that
there are only two other subs that can go that deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were 1,700 feet
No,
down.
so 12.
Because the only other thing too.
1,200 feet.
Yeah. The only other thing.
From what I read, it was like 7. I thought it was 1,700.
The other
that was what that's where the Titanic sunk to.
The other aspect of it was
we can look it up.
Even if they did find them or whatever, getting them safely rescued would be a whole nother do because of the fact that you don't have anything that goes down that far.
Titanic lies around 12,500 feet below sea level.
Nobody needs to go that far down. Come on.
Yeah.
It leads to no good.
12,000. Jesus.
Like that's where like the Meg hangs out, you know. You don't need to be a part of it. Yeah, you watch the movie, folks. You don't need a submarine. Dumb. But I do hope they get found and they're safe and all that good stuff. So,
Me too.
Anyway, another thing that I found to be interesting this week was Elizabeth Hurley. You familiar?
Oh, no.
Familiar with?
Of course, I know Elizabeth Hurley.
Extremely hot. Her son is like he's like 21 or something like that. And he's directing a movie. He's directing an erotic movie.
What?
Starring his mom.
No, he's not.
Starring his mom.
Oh
so
my God.
He literally directed her. Like, she's ridiculous, and I get it. He's directing his mom in like steamy love scenes.
Oh
and stuff.
no. Why?
How is that a thing? Like, I know it's one thing to go, it's Elizabeth Hurley.
It's a stepson and not a real son.
No, it's a real legit son. If you see him, he looks like her a little bit.
Oh my God.
And
how is that possible?
Like, they've taken like pictures in bikinis and stuff together, but like
that is so uncomfortably weird.
But how
he would have no problem with the question of the day.
That is true. but that's so. Couldn't he find anybody else? Like, could he goes, hey, I'm making
hire a director.
I don't
she's got money.
I don't have a problem with him like wanting to be a director, and they say he's probably really good at it, whatever. But you go like, hey, mom, do you have any friends that would be in this movie?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to direct
my
mom.
Hire another, or any scenes with her, get another director.
But Clint Eastwood, he directed his daughter in a nude scene in a movie, which is a little kind of creepy too.
Yeah, that's creepy too.
So maybe that's just like a Hollywood thing. But I'm like,
well, you go to Hollywood and then the laws of.
Well, I think they have different opinions on these things. I guess it's like, okay, but because I thought that was creepy too. Because like,
the laws of creepiness go out the window?
They do. Roman Polanski, and Woody Allen, and should we keep going?
No, I don't even want to keep going.
So what I'm saying is, maybe that's what it is, but I think it's very creepy to go, I'm writing an erotic because I think he wrote it and he's directing it, and then he's
writing his mom's,
and then he's got his mom
inappropriate scenes.
He's got his mom as the lead. Awesome.
Oh, don't tell me you're going to see this.
I'm not related to Liz Hurley. I don't care what. Like, I'm not going to see the director.
That's true.
But if Liz Hurley's in an erotic movie, don't think I'm not going to go see it. Boom. So then let me see. I had one more thing. Oh, yeah. So Kevin Costner, you're familiar with him.
Love him.
So Kevin Costner's in the middle.
Kevin Costner's a beast.
Well, he's in the middle of.
He could be in Cocoon.
But he looks younger. Know what I mean? Like, he's still.
Yeah, but if you did him without makeup, he would look old.
Maybe. And would he do that? A lot of those dudes don't want to be seen how they really look.
Okay.
So Kevin Costner's in the middle of a divorce.
I heard that sucks.
His ex-wife is basically asking for $248,000 a month.
In alimony?
They have 3 kids. So $248,000 a month to keep them in the lifestyle that they're accustomed to.
200 and how much a month?
$48,000.
$250 a month.
Yes.
$250,000 a month.
What is 258? That's like
it's $3 million a year for
$3 million a
year? A while.
That's just a.
What does he make a year?
That's what I'm saying. Like, how can Kevin Costner, like, okay, he got.
I mean, I know Yellowstone pays him
No, the stuff he wrote and like Dances with Wolves, he directed, so he gets back end points. I'm sure on that.
So,
but I don't know how many people are going back to watch it
says
now. But like,
his estate is worth at least $400 million.
oh, good on him.
Yeah, but, so he's probably
Oh,
worth.
then he can chunk off
worth $700-800 million.
Then he can chunk off $3 million a month, then, or a year, then till his kids get to a certain age. Okay,
right.
I didn't think
like,
he was worth
for 10 years. That's $30 million. He can do it.
Good on Kevin Costner. Who knew he was worth that?
But you know what I would do? I would see if I can negotiate. I would be like, look, I'm going to make this ironclad. How about we settle at $20 million and no more money? I'll just give you $20 million. You decide how to use it.
Yeah, but then the problem is, like, if she gets she has custody of the kids, and then she goes off, and the kids get left with nothing. You know what I mean? If you just strike that one-time only deal, you have to assume
fine, $10 million for her, $10 million for the kids.
Yeah. But it would have to be like everything goes in to the trust, because the kids are like 13, I think.
Yeah, you put it in the trust,
19,
so they get it when they're 18.
Why wouldn't he just be like, I want custody? Why do I need to give you $250?
Kevin Costner wants custody.
That's true. Yeah, he doesn't.
Dude got paroled, and Kevin Costner's going to ride the Yellowstone fame.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
he's going to go.
He's leaving Yellowstone.
New mommies are going to be coming in and out of that door a lot.
He's going to be bringing his milkshake to the yard. That's
So Kevin's definitely,
Oh, he's going to be a hot commodity. He's old, but women will still go after him.
Oh, I'm sure I'm sure he's got a fan club still. I don't think he's hurting for anything. But anyways. Okay, so last week I should call out that I was wrong. The Flash and Elemental, I thought were going to be huge. I figured Elemental because it's like the Pixar or whatever, or Disney or whatever.
I don't think you said Elemental would do well.
Actually, I did say Elemental, and I said I think the Flash would do well, but I'm not sure based on. So I'm not fully wrong.
Right, you're not.
But what I'm saying is, I did not plan on Elemental to bomb as well. Both of them bombed majorly. It wasn't even
Elemental bombed.
Both of them bombed, yes, and both of them are probably not making their money back at all.
Well, I mean, if you have a bad first weekend, you don't make it up the next.
No, and for Elemental to bomb, that's nuts, because parents take their kids to see anything.
That's interesting. Why Elemental bombed?
Yeah, I can't figure that out.
Parents are still taking their kids to see the live action
Mario Brothers and
the live action mermaid movie, Little Mermaid.
There's
no boy wants to see that though.
Maybe the boys went to go see other stuff. I don't know.
I'm
not sure. I thought it would be good, but maybe people just don't buy the concept. Maybe it's just it's weird.
It's like a sequel though. It's almost like a sequel to the other one with joy and
Inside
sadness.
Out.
Yeah.
People love Inside Out had like the real characters, right? And it had, these are like it's water and fire, and it's
I don't know. Anyway, I thought it would be big, but anyway, I will say the only movie to go see this week is No Hard Feelings, starring my girl J-Law, Jennifer Lawrence.
That one looks okay.
That movie looks funny, and it looks like it in the vein of like the Farrelly brothers type of movie. It's a hard R.
It's a hard R,
which is great. There needs to be more hard R's, especially starring Jennifer Lawrence. And basically, it's a movie about Jennifer Lawrence is kind of down on her luck, and
needs money,
and these parents basically go to give her money if she hooks up with their awkward son.
She hooks it.
And so I wish, like, I was awkward in high school.
Yeah, like if your parents hired J-Law?
Oh, that would be amazing. Like, no one did that for me. Like, I just think, like,
that would be awesome.
Only in the movies can this happen and seem plausible, but I'm going to love every bit of it because it does look funny, and I do want to see it.
Yeah, I'll probably see that. What did Flash do? Like 100 mil?
No, it only did like 55 million.
Yeah.
What?
And the worst is I think Elemental was less.
It was because Flash was number one for the weekend.
Yeah, Elemental was less than
$55 million?
Both of them cost over $200 million.
You know what? It could be the fact that no one went to it. It was a beautiful weekend. No one probably went to the movies.
Yeah, but we're talking globally. The weather-wise doesn't factor in. It only factors in this area.
I mean, it was pretty nice almost everywhere.
Well,
except for, I mean, there was only a few states where it wasn't beautiful.
It was raining a lot in like the Midwest.
Yeah, but I mean, that I don't know. I mean,
like globally, the weather's not the same. So
true, but I mean, I don't think people were.
I think people just didn't want to go see the movies.
We'll see.
But it is weird. It is.
I mean, but you won't know this weekend because no blockbusters are coming out.
Flash made 55 million. Elemental only made 29 million.
Oof!
And it cost 200 million.
Ouch! Yeah, they're not making that back.
No,
Flash won't even make that. Flash might get to 80 or 90.
Yeah. So anyway, so that is the movie part. TV wise, I will say the show, it comes out tomorrow in our world. So just say this week, folks. The Bear season 2.
What's the Bear season 1?
The Bear was fantastic.
What?
It was really good.
It was really, really good. And it was basically about a dude who's a chef. He's like a classically trained chef, and he basically has to take over. I think it was like his brother's like diner type restaurant.
His parents. It was like an Italian beef sandwich place.
Yeah, in like Chicago, like it was like a sandwich shop.
Oh, nice.
And he's like a professional. Like he's like a Gordon Ramsay basically.
Okay.
But he kind of inherits this like sandwich shop, and it's basically just the relationships and everything that goes on. But it's the trials and tribulations of like what he has to do to keep this thing going. And the guy who's the star of it is the guy who played Lip in Shameless. He's just an awesome actor. He's a guy you really just, as much of a jerk he can come off in the actor, he's very just, I don't know if it's his face, but you just want to root for him. He just seems like a guy you'd want to root for. But anyway,
I've never seen The Bear season 1. It sounds like
really
something
good.
I would watch.
Yeah, it's really good. It was on Hulu. I think.
It was on Hulu. You would like Hulu. It, Mooney.
Yeah, I think you would.
Right.
Although, I'm just trying to think.
It's like a lot about food, and it's kind of the food he probably likes to eat.
He doesn't like characters that like shoot themselves in the foot either. Sometimes.
That's true.
I mean, I don't mind if it's part of the.
He'd be happy with the ending, the season ending.
Okay.
If they shoot themselves in the foot on purpose, that's stupid. Like, if they're just learning and they by accident shoot themselves in the foot, I don't mind.
Okay, boom. Yeah, so then you would like it. The Bear is really, really good, and now I'm really excited to see it because I just found out that season 2 is ready to go.
Boom. Awesomeness.
This is Cindy Starfall.
Speaking of.
And it's time for Mooney's Dugout. Love you, Mooney.
Awesome.
Boom.
All right. Before I get into sports, I want to, how like people say I want to bring hi-fi back, or I want to bring a phrase like, around this area, the sports junkies like use what do you call it? What did they say? On Tilter. There's a lot of things they say. Shoot. See, now I had it all planned, but what I'm saying is there's things you say that people made popular, right? I mean, they just do. I want to make oil change popular.
Uh-oh.
That's what I want to do. I want to make it like some things people say.
Would you care to elaborate on what oil change means to you, sir?
It's a polite way of saying you got to defecate or take a dump. Right. So in other words, this way, like if you say, hey, I'll be there and sorry, I'm 10 minutes late. I had to take, dump. People are like, oh, really? Take a dump? Mm-hmm. You just say, hey, to do an oil change. And then I think it's a nice way of saying you had to take a dump.
So if somebody writes into the show and says your show is a complete oil change.
Right. Yeah, we would know what it is.
We'll understand.
But that's my point is like you could say to your parents, whatever. It's a nice way. Sorry, I just had to go do an oil change.
Yeah. I'm for it. Anytime you can use like something different to make something, but I think there's never a really good word for it anyway.
There isn't. That's why I thought oil change is perfect.
Because even you say like dump, it just sounds weird.
Yeah, crap,
and
dump,
like
and all those other things.
Deuce,
drop
a deuce. I think that's better.
That's why I think oil change is nice, because you're technically changing all the crap that was in your body is just left, and now you have room for new crap stuff.
I do like the words for the when you have to take an oil change, where it's like brown capping and I've got a turtle head poking through and all that kind of stuff. So I don't want to deviate from that.
You don't want to get rid of those.
But when you do the past tense, oil change works.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Good.
Yeah, I'm for it. Let's make oil change.
Ryan, what do you
thing.
think?
I'm all for it. I like it.
There you go. Boom. I already got two people on
board.
board.
The first time, I'm the one that usually brings up the poop stories, and you guys.
This is my first time.
You guys poo me for lack of no pun intended. And
it's my first time.
You're coming to the table with
nice. All right, let's go. Sports. The first sports story could also qualify as Idiot of the Week or Dummy of the Week award. So the Stephen F. Austin assistant bowling coach had an affair with one of his student athletes, right? One of the women.
Have you ever seen a hot bowler?
There's actually, I've looked at the team picture. Most of them are no's to lazy Saturdays. There's one yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I don't know which one he was with. But so he had an affair with one of his student athletes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess who the coach of the team is? He's the assistant coach. Guess who the coach of the women's bowling team is?
Wild guess, and I really don't know this story. I'm going to assume her father?
His wife.
Oh.
What?
That's worse.
Like, you're a dummy. You're a dummy. And then you got caught because you had text messages on your phone.
But he wasn't trying to pull a menage? He wasn't trying to work the angle?
No, his wife's not even lazy Saturday.
Oh.
So he was definitely doing it because he found someone that found him attractive that wasn't his wife.
Mm.
So, yeah. And so he hooked it with her a couple times. Then he had the audacity to say, he goes, it's really not a crime. He goes, I don't really see what's wrong with it. It's not a crime. I didn't hurt anybody.
Well,
like,
if you think about it, though, he's
like, I don't know why I should get fired for this.
The thing is, it's a coach and it's consensual, right?
And she's of age.
It's consensual and she's of age. It's kind of like, remember the Celtics coach?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's more drastic in this case because she's rules. Actually playing on the
right. It
team.
is against team rules, so that's why.
Whereas, like in the Celtics case, she worked for the team, but there was no real impact. It was
right, but there's rules. There's always rules about fraternizing among.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, man, can you believe that? Like, what? And he has text messages like along. Why would you let your wife read the text messages on your phone?
People do the dumbest things for love. They do. Like I've been watching the new series, I guess it's the new season of 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. And you realize how like dorky dudes are, when it comes to this kind of stuff. And there's almost like, if you're a schlub and you get anything that comes your way that's kind of resembling. And
that's right.
They do stuff like, they'll get naked pictures and show their friends, and they do all the dumb rookie mistakes.
Rookie mistakes. You're right.
And so this dude obviously is in that boat where he just made the worst possible rookie mistake. Yeah. Because he was so excited that he got strange.
Right. But now he's divorced and he doesn't have a job.
Yeah, and
it's not like you were getting paid well as the Stephen F. Austin bowling coach. That's
what I'm saying.
Bowling assistant coach.
I think a janitor would be a step up, So, hey, good on him. I hope it was worth it.
Yeah, probably not.
It probably isn't, unless he continues a relationship outside.
Yeah.
Then he traded up.
Yeah, it's true. Traded up, but this was only part-time for him. He has a full-time job.
Yeah.
But now that his name's dragged through the mud, who knows if the full-time job keeps it.
Is it though? If he traded up, come on, I wouldn't think less of him. Like if we work together and let's say, the dude's wife was a train wreck and then, hey, the heart wanted what the heart wanted on the bowling team. He loses his job. I don't care about that.
So what do you bring this guy in and go, kudos for trading up?
I don't say kudos, but do I look down on him either? Do I fire him? Like if
No,
I'm his
you don't
boss
fire
at
him.
his
That's
normal job, I don't fire him. I'm
That's
like,
true.
hey,
You won't fire him.
if anything, I go, let me just see the evidence. Let me see the 2 pictures. I know what your wife looks like. I saw her at the Christmas party, and now I know what this girl looks like. Good on you.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's what I would do. I wouldn't I'm not dragging anybody's name through the mud. I'm like, hey, like I did see somebody recently on Facebook who I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but somebody who was married to somebody else. And then I just saw a picture of this person on Facebook with somebody else who's not the wife. And I just was like, trade up.
Oh, you have to tell me after.
You don't even know that you won't know the person.
You won't know. Okay.
No, but I'm saying it was a trade up. And I don't know the people that much, but I'm like, good on you.
Oh, trade up.
I didn't think bad of them. Anyway.
Okay, solid move. Next up is the Washington Wizards are doing their best to complete a complete fire sale of their team. Awesome. They weren't good to begin with. Like
they have never been good.
Right. By the way, they were not even sniffing the playoffs at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And they got rid of their 3 best players.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go from being almost abysmally bad to getting rid of the 3 best players that made you not abysmal, but still terrible?
Something. So
they get rid of Bradley. They traded Bradley Beal for no first round picks and no redeeming guy that's going to change the course of the team. Then they don't re-sign, although he probably didn't want to sign there, Kyle Kuzma, who's probably a 15 to 20, like a 10 to 15 point a night guy. And then now they're going to trade Kristaps Porzingis, who's had the best year of his career last year.
I can't say anything because I feel like my Flyers are doing the exact same thing. And I think there's something so if you have like some lingering legacy players, and this is just a theory because I really don't know, if there's lingering legacy players, I think it's almost harder to build a new team than just to blow it up. Just blow it up.
It is easier to blow up.
And so sometimes, like for instance, the Flyers keep dangling Carter Hart, who's
a really good goalie, right?
Yes, a really great goalie. And the Flyers have had the worst possible luck when it comes to goalies for years. And yet they get one goalie that's could be pretty solid, and they're dangling him. They're dangling pretty much all their marquee players.
Wow.
And it's like, what the hell? You think about it. But then the more I think about it is, okay, they have new management. They have new everything. Blow everything up.
Yeah.
Do a Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah,
Vegas, but what I'm saying is,
but Vegas didn't never blow it up. They got lucky because they came in and were handed a team.
I understand that, but there's still other teams that just, you think on paper it looks crazy, but if you can finagle it and do it right and just start from scratch with a brand new team, brand new mission, nobody's the same.
But it takes a while. It takes 3 or 4 years to change.
But nobody expected the Wizards to go to the
even next year, right? Even with those guys, they're not
like
going to the Flyers.
The Flyers aren't going to the playoffs in a couple years at this point. So blow it up.
Yeah.
I don't want to see, like, Travis Konechny's my favorite Flyer. He'll probably be on the chopping block, and I'll be pissed because I have a jersey.
But typically you trade for good assets when you blow up. Meaning you recoup first round draft picks. You get some role players.
The Flyers have been, actually. So that's the good thing in their case. I can't speak for the Wizards. But
they're not. The Wizards aren't
that's
right
just
now.
Bad general management there.
Well, which is odd because it's Leonsis, right? I
don't think he's a general manager.
Oh, okay.
He's the owner, but I don't think
he's the owner, but he does well with
he's
the
a
hockey.
good owner. He stays away. He doesn't.
But his hockey team, I guess he chose the right GM for hockey.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But no, I'm not a Wizards fan, so hey.
I don't like the Wizards either. So they can.
Doesn't matter to me.
And then I didn't put it on there, but the U.S. Open just happened this weekend, and
no one watched.
No one watched. Of course, people watched.
I'm just kidding. It's like what you do to me when I go, the Foo Fighters have a new album. And you're like, no one listens.
It's pretty big, but the biggest story there was Ricky Fowler, who like who hasn't had any luck as of late, who's been losing, hasn't won a tournament in forever, had a huge, like, first 3 rounds -10. And he was on the leaderboard. He was second going in to the final day, and he completely plummeted, and he blew it all to hell.
Awesome. I still slept good. No, I'm just kidding. No, I got nothing. I'm like, I bring nothing to this table.
There you go,
sir.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, folks. Music, I'll be honest with you. If you need to buy music this week or feel like buying music this week, go find a legacy act and fill in the blanks where you didn't already have that stuff, because there's nothing good coming out this week unless you are a fan of Kelly Clarkson, Jason Mraz, and if you needed a Candlebox live album. So, folks.
Is Candlebox with the Bare Naked Ladies sing about in the My Box set?
Probably. Like Candlebox, I've seen them live a few times.
Of course, yeah.
They've already announced that they're literally retiring. So nobody was going
to retiring, but they're making a last album.
It's a live album.
Oh, live. Okay,
so
got it.
They're retiring. It's a live album. Nobody's seen them in the last 20 something years or cared about them.
No.
So to put out a live album that nobody's gonna, listen to doesn't really matter. I think the big one, Kelly Clarkson, people still love her. Jason Mraz, once again, hasn't been relevant in years. So, hey, don't buy any music this week. But if you have to, just fill in some old,
There you go.
Go find. Hey, I'm missing that Elton John album. Okay, we'll buy that one.
I like Elton John.
So stuff like that. But anyway. That's music. There's nothing.
There wasn't a lot this week. This week was.
There really wasn't. And
there was a lot of scraping for stories this week.
Yeah.
But it never needs to scrape, because all music, all tech support for Subfacts is provided by our friend Andy at Creative Underground. He runs a state-of-the-art production studio in our hometown of Leesburg, Virginia. And he does not stop there, folks. He offers corporate events, weddings, pro karaoke, video live stream events for youth sports. Everything is built around your custom requirements. You have to give him a call. Just go visit his website as soon as you can.
www.creativeunderground.co.com. And up next is Ben from KStreetPhotographyDC.com.
Killing it.
What can we say that we haven't already said 50 million times, or however many episodes we've done? Literally, if you think of photographs, you think of Ben from KStreetPhotographyDC.com. He's killing it. He's everywhere. You need drone shots, go to my man Ben, because he is FAA certified for piloting of drones.
Yes, he is.
Specializing in commercial real estate marketing business, headshots, personalized business branding, imaging, corporate events, team imaging, a lot of imaging. I guess that's part of the photography.
Well, that's the whole photography part, dude.
Maybe it's
He's a pimp.
Maybe if you think of imaging, you think of Ben from
Absolutely,
KStreetPhotographyDC.com. So once again, Ben from KStreetPhotographyDC.com.
And then next up, the guy I don't know what he can't do, but there's everything he can do. Big Dog Auto Detailing. The summer is here. You have to get the wax on your car. You have to, because it's important. It protects your car. It makes sure that if it rains or it does anything, sleet, like we had a couple of weeks ago, and not sleet, but hail, it protects it. But he's the best in the business, folks. He fills up quick. Whatever you drive, whether it's a car, whether it's a SUV, whether it's a Jeep, whether it's a trailer, a boat, he will clean it and he will make it look like new. He's the best, folks. Big Dog Auto Detailing, 571-233-8716. Give him a call ASAP. He fills up.
Tell him Subfacts sent you.
Yes.
Okay, folks, as we've mentioned before, if you want to email us, which you really should, because we've got the Major League recasting, hit us up at subfactspodcast@gmail.com. Also, we have next 2 weeks we'll be off, but we'll be continuing to put some stuff on our YouTube channel, which you should definitely check out. If you haven't already been, I found out BK hasn't actually ever been to our YouTube channel.
What?
Yes, I know, right? So
Thanks a lot, BK.
I know. So we do on our YouTube channel, it's not just the show, but it's also, music video reactions. We've got a couple of vlogs up there. We're going to be putting some more stuff up there along those lines. So if you want to get more out of us in this show, check out the YouTube channel. Feel free and leave comments, subscribe, hit the notification button.
Do it all.
Even if you don't ever plan on going back to us, still hit subscribe because it will help us out in the long run.
Yes, it does.
So that's Subfacts on YouTube. Just search. If you want to get merch, go to subfactspodcast.com.
Click those little 3 lines and buy yourself some stuff.
Yes, you definitely need some Subfacts swag. With that being said, we are on every other podcast platform. So if you're listening to us, then you know which ones we're on.
All right. Give us a listen, folks. Write in, and we'll see you soon.
Absolutely. In the next 2 weeks, make sure you stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you next time. Boom.